Hello, people. How's everybody doing today? 7 here. I hope you're ready for some more Danganronpa. We are going into the court case this time. I don't even know what's gonna happen. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, we're gonna have to learn some more information before we can even get anywhere near like having a good idea of what's going on in this court case. Because right now, I don't have a good idea of what's going on in this court case. This, like, I just can't handle it. I don't know. There's some weird shit that's happened. I don't know. Let's just jump into it and we can figure it out together, because hell if I know what's about to happen, but we'll figure it out. Alright, let me actually, I don't even think I have enough, I don't even think I have enough points to buy another skill. Right? I have 2. I don't want upshift or downshift. There were other ones I wanted, but I never got them, so. Alright. And I've got all of my skills set, right? I don't have anything I'm missing. Cool. Let's roll. Class trial time.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Wait, is she in one of the spots?
Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit? Chesto! One more time!
What is even going on right now?
How about this one?
She's just not saying anything. This is a little weird.
This will be my final blow! It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monami. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who is attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
As if you don't already know.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
Did you not hear that exchange? The arguments have already started. The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person? Or we don't have a lot of people to argue against here. Torture wound, surviving knife, duct tape, plushie, panels, oil lighter, or Monokuma cat. Let's see what we're looking for here.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? No, were the wounds on Nagito's body really caused by the torture in the first place? Alright, so this is where I need to look at some shit. Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that splattered onto his face wasn't under the duct tape.
Killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Huh.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
Wait, torture wounds? What were those ones specifically? Alright, this one's a hard one. I don't even know yet. The hell was that click, by the way?
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I
I
don't
found it by
know.
coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Okay, so we have whoever found the bomb first is a problem. And then what was the other one that they did? We're probably only going to get 2 more passes of this.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's
Hiding place.
No, that's not it. That's not going to be an agree.
Damn it!
Ooh, these are harsh ones.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
What am I getting out of that? He was obviously tortured.
Crap! The killer didn't.
Alright. So his legs were tied with rope. Each was tied to the nearby pillars, which prevented him from moving. His thighs were covered in stab wounds. The knife from the military base is safe to assume that the wounds on his legs with the knife were caused by the arm. Blood was splattered on the palm of his hand. We don't have that as an evidence. I would like to think this is a thing. Why did they give me this? That's the thing. Okay, this case is going to take a while because I don't quite understand what I'm looking for yet. We might have to do another round or two through this before we figure it out.
Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
All right.
I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find
Is
out
this
by
a
torturing
poll?
him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
No, were the wounds on Nagito's body really caused by the torture in the first place? What is this one?
Killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
No, it's not the plushie.
Crap!
I would have thought it was because he attacked not.
Killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
Because the plushie is where the hell is the plushie at? It's a plushie that was found with a bloody hole in its stomach.
I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he...
Monokuma's account. What was that one? That was... He knew the bombs were fake all along. He apparently never revealed that fact to anyone.
was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's
hiding place.
No.
Damn it! The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
But like...
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him?
I don't know.
Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? Oh, wait. I didn't realize it was on audio. Shit. I'm not gonna be able to get this. Shit. Alright, let me think about this. Alright, let me explain my logic here. Let me go through the logic. So they're saying that he was that there's a weak spot at the killer tortured Nagito. And we have a piece of evidence for torture wounds. Which says that his legs and rope were tied, which prevented him from moving. His thighs were covered in a lot of stab wounds. So then we have an evidence for finding the location of the bomb, which we can agree to. Then we have a piece of evidence that says whoever found the bomb first is the one who tortured Nagito. And then we have a piece of evidence that says, God, excuse me. Then we have a statement it says that he would never torture anyone, which we would have to agree to. Is this a pull and then agree somewhere? Could it be pull the locate? No. How does that send? That doesn't even work. I don't know. This one's actually really getting to me here. Wait.
The killer didn't take Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
I'm telling you, they were the reason Nagito's body. It's because the killer So that's why he. What were they trying to find? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, is whoever found the bomb first.
No, that's not it.
Damn it!
The killer didn't take Nagito's mouth
To shut him. I'm telling you, they were the reason Nagito's.
Yeah, we lose time up. We're timing out on this one because, oh my God, I don't.
This is our end? We will never give up.
All right, so I need to think about this. What is wrong with this statement? I see things that are wrong, but I don't know. How do I present them? How do I present them in a way that torture wounds, survival knife, duct tape?
The killer didn't.
So if I grab, so we have two options to grab things. We have torture Nagito, and then we have whoever found the bomb first. Is this a?
Take Nagito's mouth
To shut him up. I'm telling you, they were the reason Nagito's body. It's because the killer So that's why he. What were they trying to find? Definitely the bomb's hiding. If so, is whoever
Found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence.
Damn it!
The killer didn't take
I also
Nagito's mouth
have
to shut
what?
him up.
The panels is an option. I'm not
telling
seeing
you, they
this
were
one.
torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
No, that's wrong.
How does that actually work? What's the logic here?
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess
Okay,
anything.
that's what I thought. You know what it was? I'm almost certain I presented this, but I must have presented it in the wrong. I don't know. I swear, like, I knew that was the thing in my head. I'm like, wait, why would they be trying to get him to talk if he had his mouth duct taped while you're torturing him? He's not going to be able to tell you anything.
If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I think I just overthought that way too hard. Like, I don't even know.
I'm prepared.
Oh, we're going into it already?
Ah, I just realized it. It's a trap.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
What? Stupid. I'm guessing it's
Like
this.
you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk. But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Crap! Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured and got information about. Then, after they killed him...
Nope.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Nope. He did not have a single bit of blood underneath that duct tape.
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Wow. I love the fact that, like, the one time you're like, oh, I have the answer to this, that you go, no one can be wrong. What are you doing, Kazuichi? Are you in elementary school or
You were
something?
with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds, which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so we wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
I mean, a lot of people did you.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
Yeah?
If so, friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
Yep.
I can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
We already know how to prove this one.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Oh, look at her thinking about this.
Kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect. Alrighty then, let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
I'm pretty sure he could have added Miss Sonia into that like 2 or 3 more times.
Damn right it is!
Who's with the fire, huh? We need to clear that up first. Alright. We know how the fire started, so let's see what they say is wrong about this. Probably the panels of the oil lighter? We'll start with the panels and we'll go from there.
The direct cause of the fire was... The oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
Yeah.
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Mm.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Some way?
They could have.
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Not with sound waves.
Or perhaps opening the door caused...
Yes.
I agree with that. I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan!
Sonia. Sonia, please.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Yep.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
In
Yep.
place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second. And from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
No, not necessarily.
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Mm-hmm. The killer did one other thing to hide the domino effect. The MP3 player.
See. You're talking about the MP3 player, right? That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
Mm-hmm.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
Clatter, clatter, clatter. So she... Bam.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter. Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
With the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
How do they get out?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
How did the killer couldn't have left?
I see! If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Sinuses, please, not now.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
No, because everybody else was outside.
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used. You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Wait, huh?
You don't mean...
But if that's true, this murder...
Hajime? What do you mean?
There's only one person who could have done that. It had to be. And this is where it starts to get really weird really fast. It had to be Nagito himself.
This is my answer. What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
But he was a person inside the warehouse.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
I mean, how many times has Nagito said, I'll help you to escape. You just have to ask me.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid. His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
I don't know if they were all self-inflicted, but I definitely feel like some of them were.
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
I mean, he probably tied his legs up first.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
He said it's impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. Alright. Torture wounds, burned rope, survival knife, duct tape, plushies panel. This is probably going to come up with either the survival knife or the burned rope. Let's see.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
To act... actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
No, it's not that.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
Alright, let's look at this transcript. Oh, I can't see it. Okay. Should have tied himself up too.
To actually...
I wonder.
tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Crap!
Like,
To actually tie up your own arms and legs.
wow.
No,
Okay,
that's
so
wrong.
it was right at the front. I was like, is it the front one? I wanted to try a couple of the back ones first, but
Hold on a sec. Isn't that premise flawed?
this is all assuming that he actually had all four tied up before the fire went off.
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms. The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
The proof that the burnt rope on Nagito's arm is a trap is his right sleeve?
I see!
Yeah, because the sleeve's clean.
Take a close look at his right sleeve. Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree? A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural. That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
I mean, thank you, but what?
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
Wait, hang on. Isn't that a bigger problem?
That's definitely wrong.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
Where did this trial go?
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito. I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand.
Ah, that much is obvious.
Hajime, you tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
I never, what, wait, what? No, hang on, what? No, she tried to charge me, now she wants the money back? What the hell?
Hold on. There should be a way.
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
I better get a lot of feels out of that 10,000% interest if that's the case. Way to stab yourself in the right hand using only your right hand. Okay, there's definitely an answer for this. Oh shit. Okay. How? Torture wounds, burned rope, survival knife.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
I don't think so.
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
Yeah, I think that's going to be our...
His right hand down on it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand. Even if Nagito's right hand was free,
Wait, hang on. Is that one of my evidence pieces?
how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air
It's not
and let
throwing
the
it.
knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Mm-mm.
Maybe he propped
The knife somehow?
Yes!
I agree with that.
Now the Monokuma plushie makes sense.
The life-size Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach.
He put the knife into it.
He
And
inserted
then
the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it. If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
Yeah.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
If a doll's hair is growing, that's already a problem.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem. The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear. If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Oh, but he could have.
He probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
There is a limit to his constitution.
I mean, I don't know how
If you
much
got
of one is.
penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Sonia, please, phrasing. I know this is not your first language, but please, phrasing. Oh, yeah. Kazuichi's already thinking about it.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Good God, woman. Okay.
Say it one more time. I need you recorded. For reasons.
Good God, man. Do you need a moment? There's got to be a bathroom in these class trial places, right? There's got to be a, hey, I need 5 minutes. I need to go use the bathroom. Just Kazuichi, just go call a bathroom break for a half second. It'll work, probably.
Hey, bastard, you better cut it out.
Like she said, in that condition, it's very difficult to stab yourself with a spear. It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stab into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
So you're saying it's impossible?
No.
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else. I also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that.
You say you can't believe it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same goes for this time, too.
You just shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with everyone. If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
Monomi's sassing me.
I mean, took her fucking long enough. Hot damn. Let's
But
go.
It's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far. This might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Of course, that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Oh.
I
Huh?
feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with
I
that
think I have
spear.
this one. I think I have this one based on what I've seen.
Kind of way.
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together. That's how we made it this far up till now. Everyone working together.
She's right. We made it through several ordeals up to this point by doing that. Then, even now.
All right, let's do this.
Alright, I have a way to do it. Is it going to give me the item I think? All right, so this blood on his left hand.
Nagito stabbed himself with a spear.
I think it's going to be this one.
Let's work together and think this through. When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand. If that's the case, the only other way is...
He used his teeth? Or maybe he used his front tail. I know guys have tails that get hard when they're grabbed.
Get.
What are you saying?
A blushing Miss Sonia is freaking awesome!
Why is that a weak point?
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear?
It has to be the blood on the left hand that does this.
Here. Let's work together and think this through. When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand.
No, it
that's
doesn't.
wrong.
Hold on. It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
I think I know how this happened.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange?
Yeah.
He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit. If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
He was gripping something. Because I know how this is going. I see
When
how
the
this
blood
is going.
splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
What in science has happened to Akane that she has gone full lewd in this one? I don't even understand.
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear! Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's right, and that's the
Hey,
problem.
Chiaki, what do you think? Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
I mean, that's how my old TV worked. You just smack it once and it would
Oh,
work.
I got it! Maybe.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear. I think.
To me, it's all about what part of the spear he was
However,
gripping.
what's important is what section of the spear
There
he
you
was
go.
gripping.
He's holding onto the cord.
I see.
Yeah, buddy.
That's it. Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
He's gripping it.
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
There you go. Look at that.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
I could, but I'm not.
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki? I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
Nagito was gripping the cord extending from the butt of the sphere with his left hand. From there, how would he stab himself in the stomach?
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
At a time like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
That's a long plan name.
Shit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to, like, sometimes the coughs catch up on me and I'm not ready for it.
One step at a time? What does that mean?
Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
I already know that one. Nagito was facing up and the spear stabbed him through his stomach. So if it was just before that... could it be? The state of the spear and the fact that Nagito was holding the tip of the cord attachment. Put this together and think about it, you should be able to figure it out. Where the spear was and what state was it in before it stabbed him. Logic dive time, let's roll. Holy Jesus. I don't like you. I don't like you doing this. Alright, question 1. It was above Nagito. It's gotta be. There's no other place it could be. What the hell? I really don't like you guys doing this. Question 2. Besides the spear, was there anything about a stealing girder? Yeah, buddy. Oh, I tried to juke it, like, right at the last second. Ha! Stop. Don't do that. Please. No. Plus, no. Question 3. Shit, the spear's cord. It's the spear's cord. Why am I thinking of the rope on his hand? I kept thinking they were saying it was the rope in his hand, not on his hand.
It's all coming together.
Got it. It's making sense. I'm just like...
The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before that.
Perpendicular? In the middle of the air?
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
Yes. Extrasensory parallel bar? I don't know.
That'd be awesome, but he probably used the ceiling girder directly above him.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder, and using that as a support, he hoisted the spear directly above him. And if Nagito let go of the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
He
probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
Then, this is for real? He really committed suicide?
Unless there's another piece of evidence that comes up right now, I don't see any other way it could have been done.
Every single wound on his body. That was all him?
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear?
Yeah. That's really
That spear should
really
not have
fucked
stabbed
up.
Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth, too?
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far? That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
He was probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer. His goal was to get us all executed.
And that's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
I mean, this was already a really fucked up case.
Did he want us to die that bad?
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
Jeez, and I was starting to feel a little sympathetic towards him. How stupid of me. You completely underestimated his capacity for malice. A mind-bogglingly malice that threatens us even after he died. That's the form his malice took. I'd forgotten all about it until now. If he was here now, he'd probably be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor. Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick.
Like, this is actually a really good point, and I don't have a good answer to this. Other than he needed a proper distraction so no one would go anywhere near that spot.
He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other. And tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right? Right?
What? You're not satisfied yet?
What part of this scenario are you not satisfied with? Let's explore that.
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense. It's probably just my imagination.
No. What? Why? I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume that Nagito committed suicide, but why do I feel so uneasy about it? Is it because we don't know who the traitor is, or...
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
What was your gut questioning?
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here.
No. Akane, what did you have a question about?
That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right?
What?
It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
Then
No.
it's okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer? Understood. Then voting time.
No, hold on a sec.
Hold on. Why?
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is.
Huh?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
Something related to Nagito's death. Something he couldn't even mess with.
You're gonna keep going? Here, I thought we were finally finished.
A piece of evidence that even he couldn't mess with. Oh God, what? Something that he couldn't mess with. Probably nothing related to him directly. Is it this?
Crap!
No, what is she worried about? Something even he couldn't mess with. We're gonna lose a lot of stuff on this. He could have messed with, like, all of this he could have messed with. Not the wounds, couldn't be the rope. It's literally almost nothing to do with his body. Everything up to this point is all evidence that was used to prove that he did, that this was all a suicide. I really don't want to, like, constantly guess until I get it right. I don't want to just like bam, 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 and just keep going down. The Notebook?
Crap!
No, what is she worried about? It's something that Chiaki would have also seen. It's not this. I'm really getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know. Oh God. Something related to Nagito's death, a piece of evidence he couldn't eat, that even he couldn't mess with. Oh, wait, something actually related to his death that he couldn't mess with.
Crap!
Oh, we're gonna lose everything here. What couldn't he mess with? Everything else could have been set up by him. Oh, God. We're starting to get to this point where I'm like, I'm just going to start guessing shit. I don't want to start guessing shit. So... He definitely could have messed with this. He could have messed with that. He could have messed with that. He could have messed with that. He could have, yes. Something related to Nagiso's death, a piece of evidence that even he couldn't mess with. No, it couldn't be this.
Crap!
Oh! It's not the mono...
I see!
It's the... Why is it the Monokuma file?
Is it about the Monokuma file?
Yeah, that's it. Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
Is it specifically the time of death? The victim is Nagito Komaeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse in the Monokuma plushie factory. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there's a laceration on his left arm, and a knife impaled through his right hand. Is it time of death? Holy Jesus. Let's see. God. That was evil. That was pure evil to put like 10 things that are all going at each other.
This is... We will never give up!
So it's see something. It's probably something of death. Let me look at the Monokuma file again. See, God, what is that? CA. Oh, cause of death. Whoa, whoa. Jesus, fuck. Ah! God, It's all going to shit. Wait, are you telling me? Wait, whoa. Are you telling me he was dead before the spear hit him? Bruh. Dude, really? Is that where we're... I think that's where she's... I think that's where we're going. This is fucking brutal.
We will never give up.
This is absolutely brutal. Everything goes to shit all of a sudden. I know what they want me to spell, but... Except that there's no cause of death written down. We need to be active. If it's not something we need, it goes away. C. Damn it, motherfucker. I need an E next. Need an A. I need an H, I need an H, I need an H. Out! Get me out of here! Ah! How? How are you supposed to control that madness? I need somebody else do this because that was
in this particular case of
insane.
Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
Not only is a spear stabbed into his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on his thighs. Furthermore, there's a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand.
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always specified the cause of
I think I
death.
have it. I think I have the answer already. My brain thought it out.
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not?
Maybe that's the idea.
The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was the cause of death.
Maybe it's not included if it's not important enough to write about.
Well, Monokuma,
I plead the fifth!
There he goes again! I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
But even during Gundam's case, and before during Nikon's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case. Are you saying that applies this time too?
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death? Are you suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
Yeah, I know, and I'm really not liking this, but we did suggest that it was a suicide in the first place. There's not a good spot to...
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but it's not just a suicide. Come to think of it, did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
That is where we will do it. Oh my god. Like I said, I think I have the answer to this. I don't know how the hell we're getting there, but I think I have the answer. But I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. But that'll be for the next set, because this set ran long. Well, thank you guys for all stopping by. Whether you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, you've all been awesome. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to come watch me record live, my Twitch channel link is down in the description below. If you're watching on Twitch, you already know how to get to my channel. But in the info section, you'll be able to go check out my VOD channel, which will link to my YouTube place where you can see all of the past playthroughs I've done. I'm cutting this short because I want to keep going. So I'll see you in the next set. But before I head out, I need one kindness. I still need it. want you to have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day, whatever happens to be wherever you are at. And I'm going to see you guys in the next set. We'll figure out what the hell this even leads us to, because I don't know where this is going. Bye.